Hi, in this video I would love to talk about the cover crops and maybe a few ways on how to plan our gardens for the next season with as little effort as possible. And with in California in this season in September and October with the rains just starting, I feel it's the best season to plan your garden and plant your plants, the fall crops or the cover crops, and amend your soil in accordance to the plants that you want to grow in the future too. And that's where the topic of the cover crops come in. And as the name says, cover crops are something that we use to cover the soil for amending with very little of our effort. So I have my 6 by 2 and 2.5 feet patch here that I just cleaned up and cleared to show how we can sow or what we can do. I just finished doing it. I wish I took a video before that, but it's okay. I can just say, so I had a few cover crops that I sowed today in this little patch, and this is one of my tropical sides of the garden that I would love to plant more fruit trees in this area. But unfortunately or fortunately, with the big redwood tree that we have here, it's a little challenging to grow any fruit trees here because of the roots of the redwood tree coming really deep into the soil, or at times they're shallow, but they're really easy to dig and cut through. But we have to keep up with amending the soil. For instance, this guava tree, it really needs a lot of water because there are redwood roots around this tree. That roots really suck up a lot of water, and this starts wilting every 2 days. And that's why I try to plant something else very closely around this plant. That way all of the roots act as a support system to the guava tree, and so far that worked and looks beautiful to me. So coming to the cover crops here, I added some fava beans. So I just, thankfully with the rains, I was able to really easily dig through the soil. So I just used a small hand rake and raked the first 2 to 3 inches of the soil here, and then I just planted my fava bean seeds about 2 by 2 feet of this area. The reason I did the fava beans is because fava beans add a lot of nitrogen to the soil. They collect it from the air and then they add it into the soil, and it's really helpful to grow my greens next year or say coming spring. And also the fava bean seeds, the bean itself is really tasty, so I can choose according to the space that I need in the summer or in the spring. I can choose to either keep the plants growing until they produce the beans, or I can chop down the plants, leave the root at the base and just trim the plant off at the base and let the roots sit in there, and then I just top it off with a bag of soil or a handful of soil or a half inch of soil, and then add my I'll throw in my summer greens there. Next to that, I did a little patch. I'm blessed to I'm blessed to be able to collect some seeds from my last year garden. So I had some spinach seeds, lettuce, arugula, kale seeds handy. So I just mixed a lot of onion seeds, garlic chives, and then I just covered 2 by 2 patch here because that is something that I want to feed on in this fall. And the next patch is something that's actually sown as a cover crop seed. And I love to buy the cover crop seeds too, along with mixing with a lot of my own mixes, because when they're sold together, they are formulated in a way where they have different root structures. The daikon radishes and the field peas and the mustard greens and the buckwheat and the wheat, they're all put together because every of these seeds and the plants have a certain root structure and a certain nutrition that they can add into the soil. So those are formulated mixes, and I understand that that's really helpful. The reason I did this patch right here is because I want to plant my fruit tree in the future there. That will be standing about 4 to 5 feet away from that strawberry guava tree and 4 to 5 feet away from that Indian guava tree, and I'll have a fruit tree here. So until I have that fruit tree coming, I have a long season for this crop to keep going, and then I'll just till it down into the soil or cut it at the base or smother it down. But then I have a really good, deeply amended soil in that little patch. So plan your gardens accordingly. You can please reach out and comment and let me know if the videos are helpful, and let me know if you want specific areas to be covered while talking. And this is amazing season to work on your soil in the most easiest way possible. Use the rains. The rainwater is like mother's milk to the soil, so the seeds sprout really fast now, and the weather is so perfect. At least here in California, in Brentwood, the weather is about in 80s in the morning, 50s in the evening. Just such a beautiful and perfect weather for many seeds to sprout. Use this season and take your time. 30 minutes a day in the garden every day will really, the consistency is what will take us places and create beautiful gardens. And thank you so much, and let me know if I have covered most of the topics from or most of the information about the cover crops. Would love to give more information depending on what you would love to hear. Thank you so much.